Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while. It's been like I felt like it was longer than what it actually was, but I'm starting a new uploading schedule where I'm going to post like once every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, just so I can space out some things because next semester I have to be more responsibilities and yeah, just timing, time management, because that's what we do in college. But for this video, as you can tell by the title, we're gonna do the 3 things that I learned in my first semester in college. Well, top 3 things that I learned in my first semester or freshman semester.
A few moments later.
So to get things started, the first thing that I learned was to don't buy your books. Now hear me out. Hear me out. So when I say don't buy your books, like there's a website, I don't know like the exact URL, but I'm gonna look it down in the description, and it's called Library Genesis, and it's basically PDF versions of your textbook, and it's free. It's free. So before you even like consider buying your textbooks, whether that be online or at the bookstore, never buy your books from the bookstore, but if you like, it's like the first day of class and you're like, oh, I need to get these books, go to Library Genesis first. Obviously this is not sponsored, but like that's a good idea to go to Library Genesis first and see if they have it for free before you spend your own money out of pocket. Also, if you can get your books online, I suggest that you do. I know like most of the stuff is online now. It's kind of like annoying, like you want a physical book, but I think it's still like a cheaper option. I think it's worth it. Also like along like the textbook, I don't know, along the textbook lines, there's a thing, like if you take a math class, I know like a few people, like they take a math class and they use my math lab, but they also require a textbook for it. So when I was looking for my textbooks and stuff, I had to get like, I don't know what the math book is called, but I had to get a math book. And the math book, like the physical one, came with like a code. Like if you bought it new, it came with a code for you to get my math lab. And I bought an online version, and basically with Chegg, which is where I get my books from, they don't give you that code. So I was like, wow, I have to buy the, what's it called? Online something? The online version of the book, and I have to get my math lab. And my math lab was like, I think it was like $80 maybe. But like, don't do that. Don't make the same mistakes that I did. Don't do it. Just don't. Instead, just get my math lab, and it comes with the e-text in it. Like, if my professor would have just told me it comes with it, like you don't have to like go out and buy it. Like if you're already gonna use an online version, just buy the my math lab, and it comes with e-text, so you don't have to buy it twice, because that's wasting money, and you're already in college spending enough money. So that's my advice for y'all. That's one thing that I learned in my first semester of college, and we've grown from it, we learned from it, and we're just gonna keep doing bigger and better things, such as saving money by using Library Genesis and not buying a math textbook if it requires my math lab. Okay, my second tip, I'm doing a lot of hand gestures today, I'm sorry, but my second tip slash thing that I learned for my first semester in college is to trust your gut. I made a mistake. Like my first, one of my classes, I'm not gonna name which class or the professor, but like I went to the class, all my classes are on Zoom, but like I sat in the class and like I felt it. I was like, I don't like this professor's teaching style, like it's so different from what I'm used to, and it's like, I was like, I really don't like this lady. Ooh, I give gender. Anyway, but I was like, I really don't like this professor. Not like they're a bad professor, like I have them for the whole semester. Like they're not a bad professor, but they're just not the type or kind of professors that I wanted for this specific class. That I knew on the first class. I knew, like, I felt it. I was like, this professor's gonna get on my nerves. Like, it's gonna be a semester. And I knew that, and I was just like, I don't want to be difficult. Like, I'm just being picky. Like, high school's different from college. Like, they have different styles, but no, don't do that. Trust your gut. And if you know first class, like, you don't like the vibes that they're giving off, change your class. Because even though a semester, it's like in high school, what was that? Anyway, but in high school, like, you have to deal with them for a whole school year. And it's in college, you only have to deal with them for half the academic school year. And it's just like, oh, I could deal with it. No, because it's gonna affect your grades, your GPA, it's gonna affect your stress levels as well. So I suggest you trust your gut. Trust your gut. If you know the professor's not for you, or you know the class is not for you after the first class, my school has like you could drop after a week of having the class. I hope that other universities are similar, but if you know, then you know. Like, you know yourself. You know, like, what you're willing to take and what you're willing not to take. And, like, if you need to drop the class, if you feel like the professor and you are not clicking and there is another option for another professor or you can take it another semester, then do it. Trust your gut. Don't be like me. I'm still passing, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's just a lot of stress on me, and I would very much, if I could go back, I would drop the class and choose a different professor, because there's like 5 professors teaching the class. Like, I knew from the beginning that this wasn't it, and I should have listened to my gut, and I suggest that y'all do the same. Okay, for the next one. Okay, for the last one, it's like a little freshman advice. Well, I guess you could use this for all years in life in college, but I suggest, or one thing that I learned is to go to events. Like, it's COVID. This is Corona season, but my school does still have events like that, socially distanced and stuff, and even they're also on Zoom online, and I have a love-hate relationship with Zoom. Like, I'm on it like legit all day long. So I have a love-hate relationship with it. But if there's like a Zoom event that's like not required, then I'm like, I don't really want to go. And I suggest, and I learned that even if you're not like particularly interested, that you should still go to the event, because I think you get to meet like a lot of new people, like people that aren't on campus. If you aren't, okay, for me, I'm gonna give my example. Like, I'm on campus, but there's people going to my school that aren't on campus, and I wouldn't be able to meet them if I didn't go to these online events. And you can also get opportunities. Like not yesterday, I'm not gonna tell you the day. Earlier this week, there was like an Among Us virtual play thing for one of the clubs on campus. I was so tired that day because that was the day that I registered for my classes, and I was exhausted. Like, I was running on 3 hours of sleep because I don't know why I had to sleep late, and then I had to wake up early to register for my classes, because one of the classes that I wanted, it had like 8 seats left, so like I had to like wake up and go get it, or I would have missed the class that I wanted, the class that I planned to take. So I was so tired that day, and I already scheduled to go to an event that day. It was like a later event. It was like at 7 maybe, and I really didn't want to go. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, do I really want to go? Like, I could take a nap. Like, I'm so tired. And I still went to the event, and it wasn't a lot of people on the call, but I met 2 people, and it was fun. Like, they were upperclassmen, so again, I wouldn't have met them otherwise. They weren't living on campus, wouldn't have met them otherwise. And they also had a raffle thing, and I didn't even know that. But I got a free Amazon gift card for $10. And if I would have taken my nap, I would have lacked on that money. I would have lacked on a gift card. So I suggest that you go to events even though you may not feel like it. I'm not saying go into every event, because every event is like unnecessary, but like if you can, you should go to as many events as possible. You know, just broaden your horizon, like broaden your vision, see what other people are doing, what majors they're in, how they're liking the school, especially if they're like upperclassmen. They've been here for a while. I'm a freshman, so I haven't been here for a while, but these are my 3 tips that I have for you. Go to, wait, I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom, because that doesn't make sense. You don't go from the bottom to the top unless you start from the bottom and now you're here. But anyway, those are my 3 tips. So my first one, don't buy your books until you look on Library Genesis, which is the link I'll put down in the description below, and download the PDF for free before you even consider any other options. And addition to that, don't buy a math book if you need my math lab. My math lab has to be text, and that's just buying it twice, and that's unnecessary unless you like the physical copy. And then my second tip, which is trust your gut. If you know you're not gonna like the class, you don't like the professor after the first class, switch out, drop it. Don't do that to yourself. Just don't. It's not worth it. It's not necessary. You're gonna stress yourself out for what reason? You have the opportunity to do so. Like, if you can change the class, or like you don't have to take it that semester, then I suggest you drop the class. Just drop it. It's fine. Because you need to trust your gut. Because your gut knows. Your gut understands, like, this is not a situation that I need to be in for the next few months. The last thing that I've learned during my freshman year of college, well, my first semester of college, is, hold on, yeah, the third one is going to events even though you don't necessarily want to. Like, even if you have like a little bit of interest, I suggest that you go to them, because you can learn a lot and meet new people that you wouldn't have otherwise, or get opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise. So those are my tips / things that I learned in my first year of college, and we're almost halfway there. Well, done with this semester. I'm not done with this semester. I have like 2 more weeks before finals start, excluding Thanksgiving break. So I have a while, not a while, but like I'm pretty much done at this point. But I'm halfway done with my freshman year, and I'm very excited. I think you're not thinking, I'm gonna graduate in 4 years. So we're almost there, you know? We're getting there. So thank you guys so much for watching. And again, I am sorry for like just changing my schedule of uploading, like just random. But like I have a lot of responsibilities I'm about to get into. I'll probably tell y'all about that a little later in another video, maybe after like I do a recap of my freshman year. And yeah, I'm sorry for the hand gestures. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an amazing night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and bye.